Hi guys, Ange from Wise Moves Yoga bringing you a Vinyasa flow session today. So we're going to learn a set of moves, put them all together, make them move a little quicker and get the heart rate up a little. Let's get started. You're at the top of your mat. I'm going to show you from the side today. Toes are pressing, belly's drawing in, shoulders pulling back, hands are pressing just to find the middle of the body. Take a nice slow breath in and a long breath out. And we're going to learn our flow. On a big breath in, then exhale, hands going to move out in front and then lift up. Eye gaze down towards the toes. Then straight out in front, bend your knees, release your hands, press out. And bring the hands together and then come across your body, stay nice and low, look over your shoulder. Come back to center and then same move on the other side. Come back to center, release your hands, sweep them past the floor, interlace behind the back of the body, then lift up with your hips. Eye gaze into shins if you're able to. Soften your knees, release your hands to the mat, right leg to lift all the way up towards the roof. Then press and slowly let that foot come to the floor. Going to keep that big toe to the mat, lift up, look up. On your exhale, come back forward. Kick back up to that standing splits position, slide your toes into the mat. Soften the knees a little, change sides, same move, float up. Drop back and down, control. Breathe in, lift up. Hands come back to the floor, straight to that standing splits. Slide your toes to the mat. Bend your knees back to chair, float up. Interlace your fingers, press out. Hands come back to your heart center. That's one round. Same move again. Breathe in. Exhale, press forward and up. Take a look down. Release the hands to chair. Come back to center, elbow across, look over. Come back to center, elbow across, look over. Come back to center, fingertips sweep past the floor, interlace, lift your hips. Soften your knees, release your hands to the mat, right leg to float. Long stride back. Breathe in to lift up. Come all the way back down. Kick up nice and high. Slide your foot to the mat. Same move on the other side. Start high, drop low and control. Press all the way up. Come all the way back. Lift all the way up with your heel. Slide your toes to the mat. Bend your knees back to chair. Interlace your fingers, press up. Hands come back to your heart center. 2 rounds. We're going to add to that flow now. Take your breath. Exhale to press forward and up. Look down. Release to chair. Come to prayer. Come across your body, right elbow, left knee. All the way to the other side. Come back to center, sweep your hands past the mat, interlace, lift up. Soften the knees, hands move to the floor. Right leg to kick all the way up. Land it long. Breathe in, lift up. I'm going to reach off to the left. Come back to center, hands come back down to the mat, kick up. Slide in. Change legs. Left leg to lift and float. Softly to land, nice and long and low. Breathe in to lift up. This time we're out to the right. Come back to center, hands to the floor. Kick up for standing splits. Slide your toes to the mat. Bend your knees, lift up for chair. Interlace your fingers, press up. Hands to heart. Ready to add on to that again? Take a breath. Exhale. To chair, hands to heart, elbow to knee, come across, other side. Come back to center, hands sweep past the floor, lift up. Soften your knees, release, right leg to the roof. Long stride to kick back, press up, and then to the left. Then here we're going to float the hands back behind the body, pull up, and then press forward. When you're in your forward move, you release your hands, kick up, slide your foot to the floor, soften your knees, change legs. Left leg to lift up, go long, lift up, float the hands, off to the right, come back to center, interlace, pull up first, and then fold forward. Release your hands to the mat, kick up, slide your foot to the floor, bend your knees to chair, interlace your fingers, press up, draw the belly in, hands to heart. Ready to keep adding to that again, draw the belly in, roll back, exhale up, press low for chair, come across the body, look to the other side. Come back to center, sweep, lift, interlace and look. Drop the hips, hands to the floor, right leg to float. Long kick back. Inhale up, exhale. Hands come back behind, pull up and fold. Release your hands, kick up. Slide your foot to the floor. Getting ready and set for the other side, left leg to float. Long stride back, balance, kick up, lift, come back, float, release your hands, kick up, slide your toes to the floor, soften your knees, lift up, interlace your fingers, press out. Hands come back through to your heart center. We're going to add to that again. Draw the belly in. Exhale. And lower. Come across. And around. Come back to center. Sweep past the floor. Lift up. Bend your knees. Release. Kick up. Long stride. Press up. To the left, come back to center, float your hands, pull up, and then lean forward. Hands to release, kick up with the leg, slide your foot to the floor. Soften your knees, left leg, long kick back. Breathe up, right, center, interlace, pull up, then fold in. Release your hands, kick up. Slide your toes to the floor. Bend your knees, lift up. Interlace your fingers, press out. Hands to heart. Taking a roll here, heel toe out. Coming to a nice deep forward fold. Draw the belly in, folding in nice and deep. Little sway of your hips from side to side. Soften your knees, hands to heart, pull the body all the way forward and up, roll the shoulders back. We're going to move into that flow again, adding a couple more moves. Catch your breath, shoulders back, belly in. On your exhale, interlace, press up, look down, release to chair, come to prayer. Cross the body and back to center. Sweep past the floor, lift up. Bend your knees, release to the mat, right leg to lift. Long stride back. Breathe in, lift up. Out to the left. Hands come back, interlace, lift up, and then fold forward. Release your hands to the mat, kick up. Slide your toe to the floor. Straight legs, bend your knees, left leg to change. Long stride back. Breathe in, control how you lift. Out to the right. Come back to center. Interlace, pull out. Fold in. Release your hands to the mat, kick up. Toes slide in together and here's where we switch. Soften the knees, we're step or hopping back into a plank. Hold. Belly presses back, heels press low, down dog, hold. Pressing the palms to the floor. Drawing the belly in, catching your breath a little. Bending the knees, they move to the mat, hips press all the way back, chest to floor. Breathing in, tuck toes back to down dog. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Straight legs. Bend your knees, float to chair. Interlace your fingers, press out. Hands move to your heart center. Got that? We're going to speed those moves up a little now. Hopefully you've got it all, the first section, into the memory bank. Draw the belly in and relax. Exhale to press forward, lift up, look down. Press the knees forward to chair. Find prayer across your body. Come back to center to the other side. Come back to center, sweep past the floor, lift up with the hips, fold in. Soften your knees and release, right leg to the roof. Long stride back, press up, lift up. Reach out to the left. Come back to center, float your hands, interlace, pull up with the heart. Then fold in for humble warrior. Release your hands to the mat, kick up. Slide your foot to the floor, change legs. Left leg, long to the mat. Energize up, out to the right. Come back to center, float the hands, interlace, pull down to lift up. Fold into humble warrior. Release your hands, kick up, standing split. Slide your feet to the floor. Take a little breather, forward fold, soften the knees if you need to. Bend your knees, step or hop back to plank. Hold. Exhale, press back to down dog. Full round of breath here. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, bend your knees, hips move to your heels, press all the way back. One breath here. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, down dog. Heels to the mat, look forward, step or hop. Fold in deep, bend your knees, lift up. Interlace your fingers, press out. Hands to heart. Ready to speed that up again? Good. Shoulders back, belly in, catch your breath. Exhale. Press. Hands to heart. Back to center. Move to the other side. Coming back to center. Sweep back, lift up. Go in deep if you can. Soften your knees, hands to the floor. Right leg to float nice and high with your heel. Drop that foot to the floor. Control the move as you lift up, out to the left. Back to center, interlace behind the body, pull up. Stay low. Hands move back to the floor, kick up. Slide your toes to the mat. Soften your knees, left leg. Kick back. Control the move, lift up, out to the right. Come back to center, float and interlace. Heart lifts, fold in. Release your hands, kick up. Slide your feet to the floor, take a big breath in, folding deeper. Bend your knees, step or hop back to plank. Press your heels back. Release into child's pose, press the hips back, belly to thigh, top of your feet to the floor, arms nice and long. Pull the body all the way up, press back, down dog. Step or hop to the top. Straight legs, belly lifts. Bend your knees, float your arms. Interlace your fingers, press out. Hands move back to your heart center. Ready to go again? We're going to add a few moves. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Fold into your chair. Come to prayer and change. Come to sweep back. Lift your hips, deep forward fold. Bend your knees, release. Right leg standing splits. Long drop back. Energize up, out to the left. Come back to center, interlace, pull up, lift up, drop in deep. Release your hands, kick up. Slide your feet to the floor. Reset. Left leg. And long. Lift up. To the right. Lift up, interlace. And fold. Release your hands, kick up. Slide your feet to the floor. Feel that balance in your hips, press into your feet, bend your knees, step or hop back to plank, hold. Breathe in, lift up, down dog. Full breath there. Bend your knees to the mat, toes together, press your hips all the way back. Inhale, look forward. On your exhale, we're going to press forward, drop your hips to the mat, hold, heart pulls forward, eye gaze up. Send your hips all the way back, child's pose. Breathe in, tuck your toes, down dog. Look forward, step or hop to the top. Straight legs. Bend your knees, lift a chair. Interlace, press out. Hands to heart. Ready to go again? Shoulders back, belly in. Go at your own pace if you know the moves. Breathe. Chair, prayer. Come back to center and float. Lift the hips. Drop the hips. Right leg to float. Long stride back. Lift up. Reach to the left, come back to center, float your hands, interlace, pull down to lift up. Fold in for humble warrior, hands up nice and high. Release your hands to the floor, kick up nice and high. Slide your feet to the mat. Take a rest. Left leg. Long kick back. Control how you lift. Change. Come back to center. Pull back. Fold in. Release your hands, standing split. Slide your feet to the floor. Nice and flat, find a little balance here. Bend your knees, step or hop back to plank. Hold. Press up, down dog, hold. Gently release. Shins to the floor, hips all the way back. Breathe in, pull the body all the way up, drop your hips in low, eye gaze up. Smooth move to press the hips all the way back. We're going to add one more of those. Breathe in, pull the body all the way up and then drop and roll the hips in. Pressing back. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, down dog, heels to the floor. Look to the top, step or hop. Toes together, heels apart. Bend your knees, float your arms, chair. Interlace your fingers, press out. Hands to heart. Roll the shoulders, draw the belly, heel toe. We're going to have a little forward fold and hang here. I'm binding onto the toes, pointer and middle finger. Elbows up nice and wide. Soften your knees, hands to heart, pull the body all the way up. Toes turned out, drop into your yogi squat. Chest up nice and tall, using the elbows to make the body nice and the knees nice and wide. Find and check in with the breath, the heart rate, the internal body temp, the thoughts. And press straight back up. Chest up nice and tall, turn your toes together. I've got 2 more rounds. Shoulders back, belly in, toes pressing to the floor. We'll add a little move in there. Interlace, palms together. Draw the belly. Start your flow, pressing forward. Lifting up, dropping in. Prayer. Come back to center. Sweep the hands back, interlace, lift up. Bend your knees, release. Hands to the floor, right leg to float. Long stride back. Lift up. Reach out. Back to center, float the arms. Torso to thigh. Release to the floor. Lift up, find balance. Slide your toes to the mat. Reset there. Left leg. Long stride. Find your flow. Back to center. Release your hands, lift up. Slide your toes to the floor. Reset, feel a balance in the feet, balance in the hips, bend your knees as much as you need to. Step or hop back, plank. Down dog. Release to child's pose. Inhale up. Roll the hips down, heart lifts up. Move all the way back. In this, we're going to move out to the left. Stay low and long. Come back to center. Lift up, drop the hips. Press the hips all the way back. Come back to right. Come back to center. Draw the belly in, look forward. Slide your hands to your knees. Send the heart forward, elbows to pull back. Take a breath, belly in, roll the arms out in front. Pull the body back to down dog, heels to the floor, palms flat. Take a look forward, step or hop to the top. Straight legs, belly lifts. Bend your knees, float your arms. Interlace your fingers, press out. Hands come back to your center. Last round. Take a breath in. Exhale. Press the hips low. Into prayer. Back to center. Sweep the hands past the floor, lift up with the hips, fold in deep. Release your hands, right leg. Long stride back, lift up. Out to the left, center, interlace. Humble warrior. Release your hands, kick up. Slide your foot to the floor, press. Bend your knees if you need to, left leg. Drop in nice and long. Open up to the right. Center, interlace. Fold. Release your hands. Kick up. Slide in. Reset. Soften your knees. Step or hop back to plank. Hold. Down dog. Child's pose. Breathing in, pull the body up, drop the hips low, heart pulls up. Move the hips all the way back. As soon as they come to touch, you're out to the left. Come back to center, pull up, drop in. Come back to center, to the right. Come back to the center, slide your hands to knees, pull the body all the way up, hands at hips, heart lifts. Look forward, child. Down. Step or hop to the top. Straight legs, deep forward fold, bend your knees, lift up. Interlace, press out. Hands come back to your heart center. Stand here for a moment, let the shoulders drop back, belly draw in, feel the breath. Check in a little. Heel toe up nice and wide, toes end up out. We're going to drop into our yogi squat, hips drop towards the floor. And lower the hips to the mat with control. Release your shoulders to the mat with control. Let your hands move down by your side. Belly pulling to the floor. Arms nice and long. So while the heart rate is lifted, while you have a little bit of temperature from the inside, take a few moments to feel that. Working to gain control of your breathing.
You can stay in this pose as long as you like. Press pause now. When you're ready, bend your knees. Let your feet and knees and hips sway from side to side. Send your right arm back, reach back. Keep the knees bent, roll onto your hip and your shoulder. And press up, push up, come into a cross-leg position. Chest sitting up nice and tall. Little roll of the shoulders. Inhale to bring the hands to the heart center. And your exhale to bow in. Namaste.